Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. And how do you do? That's right. Edwina B here. Cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. Wait a minute. Let me get this off the screen here so y'all can know who I am. This is the morning free to hope conversation with Edwina B. That's right. Miss Cuckoo for Cocoa Pops coming to you just the way I am. I'm gonna put my dentures in and I'm gonna comb my hair. But it is important for you to know that I am not afraid to come before you or anybody. The way my God woke me up this morning, sent me to bed last night. So why should I even put on any mask? That's what it means to be free from recovery, emerge empowered, to give hope to others, help others prosper equally. That's what it means to be totally transparent and totally authentic. Can I get more transparent or authentic than this? No. Got on my favorite robe and my favorite top. What? I'm home. I'm comfortable. And this is a conversation. Let's toast to being chosen to rise this morning. Are you just the way you are? Listen, I want to lead by example. Okay. Today we have a lot to cover. One of the reasons why I invite you to my daily conversation entitled Free to Hope. 34 years ago, on February the 23rd of 2024, I will have 34 years of being set free from addiction, alcoholism, prostitution, mental illness. Yes, me. Yeah, yes. Me. Yes. But guess what? On February the 22nd of 1990, while underneath a parked car, I hollered out to a God that I didn't know, heard about, but I didn't know him personally. And I said, whoever they say you are, take me out this life now or show me a better way. I haven't looked back since. So let me first put my dentures in. You still love me with or without them? I hope you do. One of the reasons why I put them in is for articulation purposes and to pronunciate the words correctly. But cocaine and alcohol took my teeth. They ate away and I became toothless. So underneath that parked car, my hair was all mashy. My face was all sunken in. Yes, I remember that I was totally broken and broke. And so I can put in my teeth now, my dentures. I can, before you, comb my hair. The other day, right? If you see some of my podcasts from before, I come on with different wigs and all this makeup. No, 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 no. I'm tired of being broken and I'm tired of being broke. So let me tell you this too, right? About these dentures. Sometimes when I be talking, they drop. If they drop and you see it, don't get embarrassed for me because I'm not embarrassed for me. I just will either push them back up or I will take them off and put them on the table. That's how authentic and transparent I am. Because my God that I know now accepts me just the way I am. And I too accept me just the way I am. And it's obviously you do because you keep tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please hit that share button and invite others to the morning conversation. Free to Hope with Edwina B. Miss Cuckoo for Cocoa Pops. Okay? So let me do my ritual announcements, okay? So we can dive into our topic for today, okay? So the first thing that I give homage to is my creator, who woke me up this morning to be sitting before you today. I've been prepared. I've been prepared. I have been chosen. Yes. In my recovery 12-step program, they say some of us must die in order for some of us to live. So I am honored to have been chosen, but for a reason: to be set free and to give hope to others. So during my 34 years in this recovery process, now at the age of 68, that's right, I'm 68 years old, but thank God he's on sacred time and not secular time. Age ain't nothing but a number. If you feel my spirit, can you put a number on that? No. Okay? So 34, I surrendered. 68, I'm doing the work of my Lord and Savior. I'm going to say Jesus Christ. That's who I choose. Who do you choose? It doesn't matter, because the Creator don't even need a name. All he wants to do is to be acknowledged. Be acknowledged. And I acknowledge the Creator of all things, which is one reason why I want to ask you this question. Are you freaking tired of being broken? Emotionally, physically, spiritually, socially, financially. Are you tired of being broken? Huh? Are you tired of being broke? Broke. Yes. This title, this journey of addressing and dealing and applying solutions to my brokenness and being broke was given to me by the Spirit. Because in our program too, it says all human beings are ill to some extent. Yes, all of us could use benefit from a 12-step spiritual program to address our brokenness and being broke. Yes, so I'm tired of being broken and broke. So my spiritual resources that I have been using and will continue to use, yes, one of the oldest books, if not the oldest book in the world, the Bible. The foundation, right? And if we go back into our culture, I'm sure there are many more things that have not been revealed. But from our particular culture, right? We come from kings and queens. We come from spirituality, spiritual wealth. So when we talk about our brokenness and being broke, we need to go all the way back. But I'm going to show you how to do all that by sharing with you my spiritual resources that I use. My 12-step spiritual program of Alcoholics Anonymous, yes. A program, a fellowship that was started back in 1935. Saved a seat for me because my Creator knew I would need this fellowship. But he was waiting until I wanted it. It's a big difference in needing something and wanting something. Underneath that parked car, I wanted this Creator who I didn't know to take me out this life now or to show me a better way. And he introduced me to the spiritual program, spiritual steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, to deal with my co-occurring disorders. So I want to share with you that part of my recovery process that has helped to set me free in order to give you hope that you too, together, we do recover. The 4 Agreements by the Uwees family. Oh my God, you got to get that book. When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. That was me underneath that parked car. Coming into the 12-step program of Alcoholics Anonymous, the student was still ready and the teachers appeared. In my 34 years, you better believe the spiritual student became ready and the spiritual teachers continued to appear. And that's when I was introduced to the 4 agreements, now 5, by the Uwees family. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. Don't make any assumptions. Always do your best. And the last one is be skeptical, but learn to listen. Yes. And then the one that I'm presently on and have been for over a year is with Dr. Sonia of P3 Global. Whoa, whoa, whoa. She is the one that has taught me and thousands of other women and some men to ask ourselves, if you didn't come, told you, if you didn't come from a wealthy family, let a wealthy family come from you. Turn your pain to profits by sharing your life's experiences, your hopes, your dreams, your failures, whatever. You are the only one who knows your story. But guess what? There are many, many people who can relate. Okay? So these are the spiritual tools that I use, and I want to be able to share with you. Let me continue. All right? So many of you know that I am hosting my very first virtual conversation with Edwina B, that's me, y'all, on Monday, January the 29th, right? I'm going to have my first master class on the 3rd Thursday in February. Now, both of these will be free, just to kind of plant another seed as to what you will experience in the virtual weekly session and the monthly master classes, okay? And then finally, I will be having 3 to 4 boot camps during the year, and it's 3 to 5 days when we get down dirty and deep in addressing, acknowledging, embracing our brokenness and being broke, and utilizing spiritual resources to have spiritual breakthroughs. You got me? All right, so I did that. Now, I want to share with you this, right? In order to register for the virtual conversation with me on Monday the 29th from 7 to 8, I need you to email me at edwina.bell@yahoo.com the information that is on the screen, and I'll come back to you about more details and what to expect. But I need you to register. Now, after the 29th, there will be a registration fee. After the third Thursday in February, it's going to be a registration fee. But the first 2 are going to be free. From recovery, emerge empowered to give hope to others, help others prosper equally. All right. So we're going to get into that. So now let's get into our topic for today. So you know that the main question of the day: are you tired of being broken and broke? Do you want to learn some spiritual tools in order to have a spiritual breakthrough? And we know that we need to start by asking ourselves, what mask are we wearing? How many are we wearing? And so you have seen that I have been able to share with you some of the masks that I wear. But what's even more important are the questions. Why do I even wear a mask? Where did it come from? Why did I start wearing masks? Now, If you are fearless about that question, fearless about those questions, you want to walk through the fear, face everything and recover, and not forget everything and run. If you want to be set free and give hope to others, you have to face and walk through the fear, face everything and recover. Through the 12-step spiritual program, step 4, take a fearless and moral inventory of ourselves, where we stand before our Creator, wrapped up like an onion, and say, help me, help me. And that's what happened underneath that parked car. I presented myself like an onion, full with stuff, layers of stuff. Set me free. And let the recovery process help me to unravel those layers. Oh my God, there are so many layers in the onion, but I'm willing to walk through, face the fear, so I can face everything and recover, face everything and rejoice, face everything and be restored and put on a pathway to my God-given destiny. Are you? Okay. So, I tell you, I need a drink of coffee, okay? I get hyped. Could y'all imagine me on crack? Oh, Lord. Are you taking me seriously? Are you taking me seriously? I know Rochelle is. I know with the increase in my views, those individuals are taking me seriously. But the question is, are you taking me seriously? Right. So when you come to my virtual conversations with me, my master classes with me, my boot camp with me, you are going to be so surprised how easy it really is when you are willing to be authentic and transparent. But I know that takes a process too, trust me. So let's dive back into what we were sharing about where all of my mass came from and that you can identify with too. So I shared with you, right, how, wait a minute, let me, where do we start? Let me get this off the screen. Okay, so I started with my family, right? My first addiction, because we all are addicted to something. My first addiction in doing my personal inventory, that I was addicted to getting attention from my dad, right? And so I have to share with you how sometimes we have to uh, uh, share from our perspective what we think we saw or we heard from our perspective, wrong or right. So from my perspective, my dad was a teenage, no, I know this now. My dad was a teenage parent at 16, right? My mother was 15. My dad went into the Army when he was 16, and he's a veteran, right? Was a veteran. He was a provider for the family. He always made sure we had a roof over our head and food in the refrigerator. He was a provider. Yep. He also was an educator. Yes. My father eventually became one of the instructors for the Pan-African teachings at Temple University, right? And because he was an educator, right, he believed in learning about his culture and where we all came from, right? And so there was another side of my dad. And that's how we have to look at things. There's different sides to all of us, right? So on the other hand, my dad was very, very controlling. He instilled fear in us as children and in my mother. Oh, yes, 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 right? He fought against the system. We'll talk about that later, right? And he taught us how to skate, right? So you see, when we go to find out not what's wrong with us, but what happened to us, that we need to go back to our roots, right? And for us, it's our family, right? But then if we go back into our culture, we go way, way back. But let's start where we are, right? Because this is what helps plant the seed. So when we do our inventory to find out where our brokenness and being broke originated from, by whom, how, what, when, and where, what situations, what circumstances, it starts with our family. Okay? So that's my dad. And many of you know, already shared, that nobody was getting my daddy but me. I don't care if he was married to my mom and I had siblings, that's my daddy. So everything I did for a long, 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 long time was to get the attention and the affection of my dad. The only time my dad showed us affection, particularly to my mother, was after he abused her. And after he abused us, that's when he was the most affectionate. So I grew up believing that if you abused me, that meant you loved me and you would show me affection afterwards. So the mask must go. Okay. Now, let's go to my mother. I shared with you that my mother, right? I watched what my mom did, right? Wait a minute. Let me get this thing right. I watched what my mom did, right? So there were times when I watched my mom, hold on, y'all, I'm gonna get it together, that I now have found out that she too was a teenage mom at the age of 15, right? By the time she was 22, she had 6 children. Wow. Every time, listen. Every time, well, Ruby, my oldest, right? She's 5 years older than me. And then 3 years later was, 2 years later was my sister, Deborah. And I came I'm the third, right? And so she had 6 kids by the time she was 22. Okay. My mother was adamant about being protective of her children. And when I learned and talking with her, what happened, Mom? What happened to you? Not what's wrong with you, Mom, but what happened to you? So when we began to ask those kind of questions, we found out what happened to people, and they too were broken and broke by wearing all the various masks, right? Right? But I watched my mom do certain things to get my daddy's attention. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I watched her moves, right. I watched the way she was seductive. I watched the way how she flirted, and I watched my dad respond. Yes, okay. And so when we look at our brokenness and being broke, we have to start with our family. And we have to do a fearless and more inventory from our perspective, because guess what? Our perspective is not necessarily the truth. And see, that's what I learned through my spiritual journey, that I see things from my view, my eyes, right? And it may not necessarily be the truth. But how do you know if you don't ask? Mommy, Daddy, what happened? What happened to y'all? What happened? I want to know, mommy and daddy, tell me your story. And I got to do that with my parents. So I understand. But as a child, I wanted my daddy for myself. So yes, I watched her moves and I watched her eye messages and her tone of voice and how she would call Eddie. Hey Eddie, Eddie, Eddie. But I also heard the fear in her voice when he was abusing her. Eddie, don't do that. Eddie, stop. Eddie, stop. See, I can talk about it now without crying because I have been able to reveal what I've been concealing in order to heal. So, no, I understand a little better now of where my brokenness and being broke came from. Okay, so I know that watching my mom, in my opinion, she was passive. Right. She, dad's a womanizer. He cheating on you. He's bringing women in the house. Mom, why are you sticking with him? Why are you staying? Mom, what? What's wrong with you, Mom? Not realizing what my mother was going through and why she stayed as long as she did. And it wasn't until she had her knee bowing experience that she cried out to the same creator, obviously, to end this relationship or take her out. And as a result of her asking for help, God set her free from Eddie Hall. And she found happiness for 41 years with my stepdad, Daddy T. Okay? So wait a minute. Now let's go to the next one. All right. Now I shared with you, right? Here are my siblings, right? Let's put them all let's put them all up here, right? Okay. So that's my mother, my sister Deborah, Ruby, and Carol, and my two younger brothers, Eddie Jr. and Henry. And as a close-knit family, I shared with you that with the girls, we was always paired off, Ruby and Deborah, and then me and Carol, and then Eddie Boy and Henry. So guess what, y'all? When I was born, right? On December the 16th, 1955, 10 months later, my sister Carolyn was born on October the 16th, 1956. When my mother went to get a 6-week checkup, they told her to check in. 10 months later, my brother Eddie was born on August the 15th, 1957. When she went to get her 6-week checkup, they told her to check in. Oh, Lord. A year later, on August the 30th, 1958, my brother Henry was born. Okay? So you see the dynamics of going back into your family history to see where the competitiveness started, where the rivalry started, right? Where we are uniquely different, but how? We are each talented, and together we're talented, right? We are all protective of one another, but guess what? We will fight each other like cats and dogs. But let somebody hurt one of us. Oh man, they said, this one guy said, man, you don't know, you mess with the wrong person. That Hall family is going to come after you. Oh Lord, I love you, Lord, I love you. I want to be set free from my brokenness and being broke. I want to embrace what my creator destined to me to be. But first I have to address my brokenness and being broke. And so this are some of the things we're going to talk about in our virtual conversation and our master classes. Let me move on, okay? All right, so I ain't got that much time. All right, so this is what I want you to know, all right? When you sign up for Monday's Free to Hope virtual conversation with Edwina B, these are some of the things that you should expect, okay? The importance of creating an atmosphere of safety. Identify what an atmosphere of safety means to you. Ask yourself if you are ready to address your brokenness and being broke. What does brokenness mean to you? What does being broke mean to you? Do you believe they are intertwined? If so, how? If not, explain. All right. And so I just want to let you know that there is a way for you to get on board and to help me. Let me do this again. No, I don't want to remove that. Let me show you what you need to do. Okay. So in order to sign up, okay, I need you to register, right? So, and it's free. And you do that by sending me an email, right, with your full name, your contact information, the emails that will get directly to you, where you are from, city and state, and your age range. I don't need to know your age, okay? So again, to register for Monday the 29th, for the 7 to 8 o'clock virtual conversation with Edwina B, please send your information to edwina.bell@yahoo.com. Okay, so let me put that on the screen so I can make sure you get it. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be me. Thank you for allowing me to touch your heart, touch your spirit. Because what I am doing for you, someone has done for me. Free from recovery, emerge empowered to give hope to others, help others prosper equally. Only if we use spiritual tools and resources to have a spiritual breakthrough. Enjoy your day and be blessed.